morning, this is Ken Kraetzer for CBSI Services and CBSI Talking Business, our digital series, talking with leaders in the field of digital marketing, banking, insurance, customer service, and business education. All to highlight our team at CBSI. We provide insurance-based benefits to the credit card and payments industry. Now, today we have a chance to talk to one of our friends, John Witkowski, who's the president and CEO of the Independent Bankers Association of New York State. He's kicking off the fall next week. It's not even fall, still summer, up at Lake George with a conference of his bankers, September 12th to the 14th. And that is going to be an interesting conference. You got some great keynotes. John, tell us about your event next week.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Ken. And again, this is a fall event that IBANYS, that's our acronym, puts on every year. And what we try to do is attract the C-level suite of bankers to this and talk more about networking and what we can look forward to in the future. So our three featured speakers are Marty Mosby from Stifel Investments, and he's one of the directors at Stifel, and he's going to talk about the economy and what banks can do to look at profitability and investing in the future. You know, it's a tough interest rate environment. Well, I should say this is getting better for the banks, but it's a different interest rate environment that we've had over the last few years. And there's some changes in philosophy in how you go out and invest in your business and invest in your funds. So we're excited to have him. He's going to talk a lot about the economy and what's going on and what his predictions are going forward. And that's this year we're doing a deeper dive into three different topics. The second topic is strategic planning. And we have Jeff Marisco from the Kafafian group who's coming in and is going to talk about on key topics for community banks and what to look forward to in the future when it comes to you know, talent acquisition, retention, profitability, you know, technology and innovation, all the things that have impacted community banks, both positively and negative over the last few years. And you know, the technology and innovation piece has skyrocketed and been on a fast pace for the last few years based on what we did during COVID, which brings us to our third speaker, which is Kevin Tweddle, who's the EVP, Executive Vice President of Products and Services for ICBA, which is our parent company, parent association, Independent Community Bankers of America. And Kevin's going to talk about fintech world, what to look for, how to work with them, what we need to do to make sure we're making the right decision for a community bank. And Kevin's been in the fintech space and innovation for a number of years, and he's really done a nice job for ICBA with the Think Tech, which is one of their programs that they put together for 10 companies every year down in Arkansas, and they help them get established in the banking industry. So we're really looking forward to having all three of them. And Kevin will end on Wednesday with talking about the fintech space and what's going on there.
We got quite a lineup, interesting topics: the economy, planning, managing a community bank, and then fintechs, which has become such an important factor across banking, certainly cultivated by community banks. This all builds on the very successful conference you had over the summer, you know, with thoughts on just how do banks serve customers as they come out of the pandemic, and what was learned during the pandemic in serving customers that's going to continue. So looks like your three main speakers are really going to be able to build on some of what you talked about in the summer.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, there's kind of a method to the madness here. You want to make sure you bring subject matter experts in that are going to help and continue to help community bankers think about what's next. You know, when you think about what the banking industry is all about, it's, you know, every day you have so many things on your plate, from the regulatory world to making sure you're handling your customers properly. It goes a whole spectrum that sometimes there's a need to bring some outside speakers in and subject matter experts to talk about these things, at least to broaden the scope of what your thought process is. And again, what I tell both the speakers and the banks, it's not, they might not need you today or tomorrow, but 3 months, 6 months, a year down the line, they'll remember what they heard from you, and they'll remember what your talk was all about, and that's when they might reach out. So it's really important to continue to provide the education and the support for the community banks, and in bringing these subject matter experts in.
Absolutely. And then you're going to have quite a number of technology partners, service providers to the community banking industry attending and interacting with all the bankers. Tell us a little bit about the opportunity for your partners to come in at the meeting.
You know, it's really it's a great time to be an association, because there's a lot of companies out there that want to get out and see the bankers again. And the nice thing about this one in Lake George, our program in Lake George next week, is that we have the same number of associate members and preferred partners coming in as we do banks, meaning that we're going to have a much more robust conversation. Really looking forward to having their expertise and asking some of the questions of our speakers as well. It's not just going to be the bankers asking, it's really a combination of a number of different experts, if you will, or companies that deal with fintech, deal with the investing part, deal with strategic planning. And I think having all those in the room at the same time would really be a nice way to bring in some good ideas, talk about good ideas, and talk about what's going to go on with community banks in the future.
Very good. So this will be next week, September 12th to the 14th in Lake George, New York, the Executive Bank Symposium presented by the Independent Bankers Association of New York State. And John Witkowski, final thought on signing up for this event and why it should be a terrific one for your bankers and technology partners.
Well, Ken, again, thank you for being a good partner. Really appreciate CBSI and yourself attending this event and doing some interviews with our members and our banks. But people can go to www.ibanys.net to find more about registration, and the brochure is out there. And if you have any questions, you certainly can call the office. There are our numbers on the website, and you can talk to Linda or myself to make sure you have all the information you need. But it should be a great event. Monday, it's all three. There's three 3-hour sessions, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But in between, there's going to be some entertainment, going to be some activities that we can do Tuesday afternoon, and play golf, go on a boat tour around Lake George, walk around the town of Lake George, which is a very historic and beautiful town in upstate New York. So really looking forward to having everybody, and I appreciate the time, and I appreciate you handling this for us, Ken.
John Witkowski, great to see you and work with you on this event. Look forward to being with you and the Independent Bankers Association New York State next week up at your conference at Lake George. And so again, for CBSI Services, we're based in Harrison, New York. We provide insurance-based benefits to the credit card and payments industry, and we'll look forward to attending this conference and providing reports next week. So thank you for watching. We'll have another episode very soon. Have a good day.